This is one of my favorite places to watch movies in the whole world, this exact cinema. Every movie I've made has played in this theater, and I always get to come and hang out in it.
That is so special.
I got more to say about this, Jay. Shut up. The magic of IFC is that in Canada, we have no clue what IFC is. Like, I know that means something here. And
Independent.
what? I think it was a Sundance thing, and then it all went to shit, but they had to keep the name. I think it stands for, the C stands for channel, is that
You
right?
have your favorite theater, so.
I say that in every city. That's total bullshit. I've never been in. You remember when we were in Philadelphia? We learned something about Philadelphia. Do you want to know what is so? Here's why Philadelphia is so fucked. Because, and we didn't know this, we're so geographically ignorant. We get there, and we're walking around, we're like, what the hell? What is with the people here? And then we learn it's a 90-minute train ride to New York. So everybody came here. The people are still in Philadelphia. That's who we were just with. I'm just kidding. Because I know a lot of you people are filming this. They're always in the front row, so I saw you. If you release any of this stuff, it's going to destroy us. Because what we're
You want to do, if you keep trashing Philadelphia, then maybe.
Apparently they're the wrong people to trash too. We were there during an Eagles game, and well, apparently they booked this shit out in New York, and they were being like, yeah, and I was like, you know what? I think you got lucky. And they did not like that. We actually don't remember much about the shooting and production of this film, so we're just going to be vamping about our travels. We're not going to be able to answer many of your questions, because we shot and edited this movie so long ago that it's like, well, we'll try. We'll try.
You know what? Just in the spirit
of getting this done quickly.
Yes. We're gonna go
We're going in alphabetical order.
In alphabetical order. No, we'll go.
Oh, wait a minute, I should give a rider. If you really don't want to be here, if already this shtick is making you sick, you have to leave now. Because it's going to keep going like this.
No.
Do you remember what happened in Philadelphia?
Yes.
You could tell there was like the people who really, because
Somebody who was even dressed up like you left during.
He was wearing a "We're only here for the bad guys" orange shirt and a hat from Nirvana the band, and he walked out. He had to go to the bathroom.
So let's get this going.
The issue is, it won't be like this here, but oftentimes when this movie screens at a film festival, it catches a lot of the octogenarian, secondary, like cinema people who are like, and they come to this thinking it's a documentary about, and it's like about a youth-oriented documentary about this really hip band Nirvana, and they sit through the movie completely flabbergasted, like wondering what the hell's happened to their culture, like what happened to this world.
It's wonderful reading the letterbox reviews from these people. I didn't find this funny at all.
I must not have understood the joke.
I was sitting next to some people that were laughing at things, and I didn't understand why.
And then this is a fallen world. Does anybody have any questions about this at all? Yes, you in the front. We get asked this a lot. So
why aren't we in jail?
And first, the big difference is that we're shooting all this in Toronto, Canada. If you've ever been, it's like, how do I explain it? It's like, there's basically nothing Jay and I could do to get arrested. We've been in, every single time we have I wouldn't even say it's an altercation, I'll say a conversation with the police. It always goes like this: what are you guys doing? Well, we're filming something. Cool.
or you, like, the police will be maybe in sight, and they'll be watching us doing something very bizarre, because we're never shooting. You could never make this movie where we're doing like one of our big stunts or something narratively all in one take. We're doing it in pieces.
Typically over many, many nights.
Yeah. And we'll be doing something, and they'll be looking at us, and by the time they even maybe decide if they want to go and stop us, we're done. And so, or we're like resetting and we're doing the same thing again. So it's way more bizarre than it is like wrong or unlawful. And so we've seen on the faces of a lot of police just a look of confusion.
Yeah, and we oftentimes will try to get that when when we were first walking down Queen Street in 2008, and it's like we see the goth people, and we're like sort of scared of everything. There was a cop there watching us, acting like, being like, "What are you doing?" And an original cut of that scene had us talking with the cop and the police officer dealing with us. I'm only bringing this up because that is actually a good example of how it normally goes, is that the police are confused by us. In the movie, you see us shake hands with those firefighters, and they're like, "Yeah, all right, goodbye, nice meeting you." That's another good example. Everybody in Toronto is just happy to see you. Like, they're also happy, the cops are happy to be cops, the firefighters are happy to be firefighters, and we're all just playing, it's like we're in one big game of The Sims. Say that again? Oh, from Toronto, okay, I'm sure. Are you from Toronto?
Yes.
So, what do you think of that Gian Gomeshi bit?
I loved it.
I know, that's one of the few jokes in this that we were like, can we even keep this in?
I got it.
Yeah, well, yes, I know you did. Gian Gomeshi is a disgraced, what do you want to call him, like a
Let's just go on to the next question.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
The time travel idea was born of the failure of our first attempt at shooting the movie. Originally, it was a road movie where we drove all through the United States. We drove from Toronto to New Orleans for real in that same RV.
We were on the road for a month shooting.
And we shot all over the place. We shot in Detroit, we shot in Chicago during the Chicago Marathon, like we shot a ton of stuff. And then when we were watching the footage, it really didn't feel like a movie to us. And it was Jay who had said, well, can we use the footage from when we were kids in a way where we try to make it into like a time travel thing? And that idea became so exciting that we just wrote this movie in literally a day. We already shot the road movie.
Typically, we've shied away from anything like really high concept in our TV show because it's just, we end up signing up for too much. But the high concept challenge of the time travel thing actually helped us get something like structurally really sound, like within a few days when we wrote it. And then the movie just kept getting better and better as we just kept connecting more and more dots in its own circle of structure. Like so much of the movie came together almost haphazardly as we kept just like making it better on itself, but it was on just a few of the main 3-act structure thing that we wrote within 2 days of just almost indulging ourselves with, well, what if we did a time travel? Well, then we would do it. Like, well, then we would have to. Then I guess we would have to. It was very much like that, but we stuck to it, and it never changed. So.
And there's two other interesting things that happened that feed into this. The first one is that when we were first shooting, Jay and I were really, really concerned in a vain way with how old we were starting to look. And this is maybe a bit pathetic to admit, but we were shooting and trying to make ourselves look younger. Like we were like putting on makeup and things like this.
I dyed my hair.
Yeah, Jay dyed his hair, legitimately.
We had a makeup artist teach us how to...
Teach us? Well, hold on a second. Well, I thought you were talking about
as if you don't have those things.
Yeah. I misunderstood. Yeah, I thought what he was going to say is that, like, I needed to take the gray out of my hair. I didn't.
No, you didn't. But we were doing things like where...
I just want to make sure everybody really understands that.
Yeah, sure. I was putting, like, mascara-like things, like, on my beard to, like, cover up the gray.
But if you cut to the chase of this, we saw the footage. It was unbelievable how old and disgusting we looked, even with all of that. It was worse. And then Jay and I are looking at this footage, and our friends, of course, are being like, oh, you look fine, whatever. But Jay and I know in our hearts this is not going to work. And then we come up with this idea, how can we make this a strength? Oh, if the movie is about how old we've got, and we show ourselves when we're young, then this is going to be like movie magic,
You know,
baby.
this is
We're gonna be like, how did they become so old? And we just did. And the other thing is that because we've been making the show for so long, we've always been sitting on this footage of us from 2006. Most of this footage is actually from 2006, 2007. And we always have thought, along with Kurt Law, the big editor of this, and Bobby Upchurch, that, we'll use this footage one day. And we always thought one day, even when we started shooting the movie, we thought we'll use the footage one day. And then we were just like, wait a minute, today's the day. Like, what are we waiting for? Like, we have a chance to make a movie, we may as well do everything we can. And so it was a perfect storm of all of these things coming together to give us this, which, I tell you, if you're a filmmaker, I'm sure there are some filmmakers in the audience, I think my friends and I have learned that when things are coming easy to you, that is a really good sign. Like when the story's coming easy and when it's like, when things are at hand. Did you guys know the video game Braid? So, do you know Jonathan Blow, the guy who designed it, has this amazing anecdote about creativity I'll share with you now, it's very quick. And it's that he was designing video games for years, okay? And they were like kind of middling in terms of their success. And he described it as gold mining, where his programming, it was like I was mining for gold, and the more I dug, the better the gold would be, because that's like how a gold mine works. It's like I need to work really hard to get the gold. And then with Braid, if you've never played this game, it's basically Super Mario Brothers, except with one button that reverses time. So you're playing Mario, and then you hit a button and time goes backwards, and you can create all these puzzles with it. And he said, when I discovered this backwards time button, I looked down and all the gold was at my feet. I just needed to reach down and grab it. And this is so deeply true of the creative process. You need to find a context that puts all the gold at your feet.
So write what you know.
It goes deeper than that. It's like every who was the one laughing really loud? Him? All right.
It's true though. It's right what you know. Turn it from it's not a bug, it's a feature. Anytime you can. You know. Just synthesizing it. Next question.
Yeah, let's get back to the gold. No, this is a great question. He's asking, how did the writing of that 2008 in the apartment footage happen? And that, Jay and I had nothing to do with it. Our editors, Kurt and Bobby, poured through the tapes of what we'd shot, and they independently, on their own, wrote with footage that entire sequence for us.
Because into all of our web series stuff, we would shoot way more than ended up in the web series. We were just like fucking around all the time. The cameras were always recording. It was a factory, lights never shut off. And those guys went through probably like, what, 120 hours maybe?
Yeah, I'd say that's close. I mean, they probably scrubbed a lot of it, but
they were just looking for pertinent things that could possibly go on some list of like what could maybe contribute to us in this time as they knew we were going to meet ourselves. And eventually they started to just be able to connect the dots. And all of a sudden had a rough thing, and then we came in and we're working with it. But they'd worked it all out, and we made an animatic with it, and we had shot it. We had body doubles, we had special effects. There's a lot to it.
But it was not like we decided, oh, we want these beats, or we want me to say any of these things. Like, it was really fun for Jay and I, because for the first time we got to improvise against a fixed, how do I explain it? It's like when you're playing tennis against a brick wall. That's what it felt like. Because the footage of us when we're young is fixed in place, we can't change it. And so we could just play that on loop and then say all kinds of crazy shit against it. And that's why you get that bizarre hallucinogenic conversation I have with Jay, where he's saying he's gonna go light off fireworks, and I
ask you, do you like Russell Peters?
He asked me if I like Russell Peters, and then having to come up with answers for it, and we could just shoot it again and again and again and again.
No idea why I asked that, however many years ago. What? Who was I asking? I don't even know if I was asking you.
The funny thing about that footage of Jay watching TV is that we don't even know if he's talking to me in the footage. Because I wasn't in the room.
Like, I
you can't hear my voice.
Some scene that doesn't even exist. But anyway.
Him waking up in the bed is the same. We watch that footage, we're like, what is this? Why is Jay saying this? And he goes, you. What is this?
Me, like, kind of like being not even that funny, but like we're just like, okay, that'll work.
Yeah, we got very lucky, to be honest, is the answer. Yes, right there.
So the stunts, I felt like a 10-year-old at a birthday party trying to figure out their communications trick. Were all those stunts practical, or was you
Right. The question was about the stunts. Some of the stunts, the only thing that we did for real was the time travel.
Legal things we're not allowed to talk
You know what?
about.
Once the movie is in release, then we'll do a big. If you buy the DVD of this, we will go into how we did that CN Tower thing. But the truth is, we did not have the CN Tower's permission to do that, and so we can't talk about it until we're like in the clear. At least, because what you're watching is. If you can do this yourself, go and do the edge walk, and you will see. No, don't cut the cable and jump. But if you go to Toronto and do the edge walk, they will give you at the end of that edge walk a video that they shoot with the GoPro on it, and that is how we shot that sequence with an unintentional cameraman who was just giving us a tour who had no idea what was going on. And I'll tell you, it was one of the hardest things in the world to do because. Like getting that coordinated with our producers and everybody, it was a nightmare, and we were amazed when it worked. Like we were full. I'll tell the story another way. When we sneak in and the security guy lets me in with the pliers, we expected to get stopped because of our parachutes. We expected him to be like, a nice try. No, another way into the Sky Dome.
Yeah.
Like we were going to go into the Sky Dome in another way, and so when he let us in. We were like, well, okay. Yes, you in the front.
Follow-up question. When you're doing something that's really, sorry for the gay word, but cinema verite like this,
Pre-production documents? Oh, I see. Like, how do we write these stories?
What does it look like before you go and shoot it, and then like when you shoot it, you find all.
Here's the thing: if your team is small enough, this isn't my line. This was said to me by somebody who was watching us make the show. Maybe one of our producers' advice. If your team is small enough, the script or what you're shooting actually lives in the minds of everyone shooting it. And I know that sounds crazy, but we never have anything written down. We talk about it so much as a group, and it's so powerful that if you miss one conversation, like if you don't show up to work one day shooting Nirvana the band, then it's not like you're like a little behind. It's like you can't participate at all, and everything's confusing to you. So we don't have anything written down but beyond the original 2-page, like this is the whole movie, and then afterwards we just talk a lot. In terms of the people who need to know what's going on, 5 people, maybe 6.
There's 5 people, and then we travel with 6.
Yeah, and because it's so small, if something changes, then you just say, okay, normally the plot's changing on the fly, like as it's happening. That when Jared finds out, I can't bring the camera in here, he's making the decision, all right, I need to get this shot where I'm going to get screamed at, so I need to find a way to get the camera pointed at these guys while they're going through security, so he just puts it down on the thing. It's like just spray and pray.
We also offload the footage to our editors at the end of every day, and they're editing like almost in real time with us, and they're letting us watch back maybe some sequences, or they're just telling us like, guys, this didn't work. You got to talk through this. Doesn't make any sense. Or
they're coming up with new ideas.
Some new ideas. One of us is going to be like, you know what? Instead of this, it's going to make so much more sense if you actually say this and this happens. So we're constantly changing things. Like a script would just get torn to pieces or like written over so many times.
We're also not married to an outcome. It's not like we go out and we're like, it needs to go exactly like this. None of us are, like, we're perfectionists when it comes to the final product, but not in terms of the process. We'll go out and if something is great, we'll change the whole movie. We did. We changed the whole movie twice when we were shooting it because we came up with something that we liked better, and that helps a lot too. Like that if you aren't so obsessed with the image you had in your head, the great thing, I'll say one of my strengths as a filmmaker is I do not have a thought in my head. I have no vision. It's not like I'm like, I can see the movie. I see nothing. I can't even imagine what it will look like. And because of that, I've had it's almost like a problem that I have, because most filmmakers are the opposite. And so by leaning into that, being like, well, we'll find it when we shoot it. It just works so perfect for this type of story, where you get to do things that other movies just can't do, where things seem to happen almost randomly and without effort. And that is how we do it. Randomly and without effort. That's supposed to be a huge joke. Yes, you're in the back.
Oh, yes, hi. You guys do such a great job at like weaving in cultural references and making everything work for the show and the movie. Was that purposely done with purposely a reference with the orbits being, I believe 2008's Hot Tub Time Machine being so ridiculous of pouring the energy drink onto
This is a great question, and actually it's one of the things that Jay loves Hot Tub Time Machine. It's his favorite movie. I had never seen it, and when we were putting this together, Jay did literally say, isn't this the exact same plot from Hot Tub Time Machine? He literally said it to me, and I said, you know what? People, they won't hate. We're going to be fine.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah, we were just like, you know what? People will think maybe it's an homage. I can tell you it's not. But why not? Like, I mean,
We were going to maybe even talk about it in the movie, The Hot Tub Time Machine, but you know.
Jay loves Hot Tub Time Machine. It's on his wall. It's in his letterbox top 4. I haven't seen it. Yes.
Has Neon's acquisition of this film changed anything about the...
Oh, you mean their legal capacity for releasing it? No, they've been amazing. They've been insanely good partners, and the movie has only gotten more illegal since they bought it. And so what you saw here we've already made a ton of changes to it, but changes that are just making it better. Like everything that's in the movie will be released in theaters. Like it's not, there's going to be any, there hasn't been a lawsuit yet. We'll see. With the CN Towers, they could take everything. They could sue them for everything. They could have all the parasite money, everything. Yes, back there.
So the scene that you're like behind the cops, is that one true that it's like at Drake's shooting, like at the Drake shooting in Toronto?
Yeah.
And two, how did you build that into the, like, did you know that was gonna happen so you added the murder?
We just got lucky.
We got lucky. We were shooting at the radio station with Razumoka, these Toronto local radio legends, and we were walking out of that studio. Our producer Grayson said to us, "There's a shooting at Drake's place," and we looked at each other and we said, "Let's go."
We looked at one another and said, "Isn't Drake's place like only 5 minutes from here?"
We drove there, and there was a whole barricade, and the street was shut down, and there was a bunch of police there, and we drove right up to them, and they were like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" We drove up and rolled the window down, and said, "What are you guys doing?"
We said, "Shooting a movie," and they went, "Cool."
No, we said, "We're press." And they're like, "Yeah? Where's your press credentials?" And then I heard someone, I think Jerry was just like, "Say we're independent press." We're independent press. Well, come on in, guys. Don't go right up by the microphones. It's just the most Canadian sort of green light. And then, when we were there, they had the chief of police and like an entire brigade of just like media and all. It was a multi-million-dollar set. And we set up our camera, and I started to act suspicious and was hiding around a corner, and I started running up and down the street, and some of the police, there was police everywhere, and this is exactly what I was talking about, where they just start looking at me, and I was running up and down, but as soon as they were about to maybe be like, "That guy's running away," I would stop, and then just turn around and walk back. And they just didn't know what to do. By the time I was done doing it 5 times, we had our shot. And
And we got into the car and we drove away.
And it's the second half of your question. No, we realized when we shot that, oh, we should have Jay shoot somebody in the movie. We just had this amazing answer to it. And believe it or not, that is the very first thing that the editors showed us. I remember Bobby cut it, that exactly as it is in the movie right now, just cut all of that footage together before the gunshot, and we watched it all, and we were like, this is the best thing we've ever done in our lives.
It's that we've done from the very beginning, even in the web show. I remember this when Matt and I were living together and we were on Queen Street and we smelled smoke. And we realized there was a big fire right across from our street. It was like pouring out the 4th floor of this apartment building. And we grabbed the camera and we started shooting it just because it was a crazy thing to get on tape. And then we just took turns being like, okay, now come down to me, and I'm going to be over in the alleyway, and I'm going to look really suspicious as I'm on fire. Okay, cool. Now let's do you. You're going to look suspicious. And then we retrofit the episode to me burning down the person's house who made fun of me at the beginning of the episode.
Yes, in the back corner? Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, okay. Was there anything in this movie that you filmed and then had to basically damage control, like people finding out about the movie before it was released, like audience, sorry.
Do you mean people that we shot with, or like people knowing what the plot
fans
of it?
of Nirvana finding out about the movie? Or
No, we never care about that because because we're shooting in the streets of Toronto all the time, and Toronto has a lot of people know us from the show, and I think people had basically put together the entire plot of the movie before we'd even finished it. But that doesn't bother us. Again, I think every single Nirvana the band fan in New York is in this theater right now. It's not like there's a big secret that is going to get to the wrong people, and when they find out what the plot is, they're going to be like, oh, I'll skip it. I know it's a time travel movie. I've seen it before.
We cut things all the time, but for just narrative reasons, but there are heartbreaking cuts, and I hope that, in whatever kind of Blu-ray, if that still is a thing, that we can just sort of collect a lot of deleted scenes, because some of them are great, but they just didn't have a place in the story.
I'll tell a great story about one of them, and it's one that you will get to see because it's we're very lucky, and that's that in season 3 of the show, there is an episode where the first scene of the episode is this last scene of this movie where Matt pitches the plan and Jay says, we should go a little early in case the dome closes, and you get to see what happens when we land in because that's what we shot first. So there was an episode in season 3 that closes the loop of the entire movie, where in between those two, you're like, oh yeah, the movie just happened there. And you get to, and of course Matt has no idea because what Jay does.
We got in a lot of trouble for that one too.
That was really bad. That was the worst thing that we did.
That's probably the worst trouble we've ever gotten in.
We got arrested.
Make a lot more sense
when you see the episode.
Yeah, and we'll be back for another Q&A.
Yes, when we come back, when Neon brings us back here to do the season 3 Q&A for this literal exact group of people, exact same seats, we will tell the story of that. But we can't stay here anymore. Yeah, they've been telling us to wrap it up for 10 minutes. This guy's wearing a Rivoli shirt. Stand up. Great. From the bottom of my heart, and James as well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. We have some special souvenirs for people out in front of the building. You can make your way out that way.